it was tough, but I serve a good God. But yes, I am back to work. And this video, I just wanted to give you 5 things that will help with the transition from being a stay-at-home mum to being a working mum. We are back with part 2 of the whole me announcing that I've gone back to work. So if you haven't caught last week's video, I suggest you backtrack, go and watch last week's video, and then come back to watch part 2 of my experience of going back to work. Yes, Ezekiel is in nursery. Oh my God. And yeah, just what it's been like, how I got my job, where I am now, and juggling it all. I'm part-time, so I'm still running Mums and Tea as per usual. That's part of me now. I'll never like sort of let that go ever. I don't think I ever can. But yes, I am back to work. So basically, I'll start off this video just by explaining my journey. I think by the time Ezekiel turned 1.5, about 18 months, I was pretty much done with the whole stay-at-home mum life. I love Mums and Tea. It's a part of me, like I said. I'm very, very passionate about bringing mums together, about just everything I do through that platform. I'm so passionate about. You need money to survive. That's just the reality of life. As much as Mums and Tea is doing great, and we're helping people and everything, I got rent to pay. I got things I have to pay for. You know, I have a certain standard of life that I want to live. And I wasn't doing that on, you know, the small chicken change. I don't even want to put it down because, you know, it was like I said in my last video, it was enough to keep my head above water. But girl, I wanted to fly. I want to swim. I want to do things, you know, literally just like go on holiday. Like, I can't believe I haven't taken Ezekiel on holiday, and that's literally because I haven't had the finances to do it. So yeah, like by the time I was just like fed up, like that's my reality. Not saying that's gonna happen for everyone, but that's just my reality, and I have to, you know, keep it real. This should be my motto. Mums and Tea, keeping it real with Mums and Tea. I just had to go. I needed something to sort of financially put myself in a better place so I could go on holiday, I could live a better life. Wanted a new car, save towards a house, all of those kind of things. Yeah, that just wasn't gonna happen on a freelancer type of salary. So definitely ready to go back. And forget the financial aspect. I feel like even just having something for me, like I said in my previous video, it's you and baby. Your baby becomes your handbag. Your baby goes everywhere with you. You don't have time for you. You don't have something just for you. It's nice to sort of, as much as you go to playgroup and everything, it's still focused and centered around sort of mum life, babies, everything. To have my brain engaged in something other than mum life and everything, I think I was just really craving that by the time I was looking for a job. And it took me a while, I'm not gonna lie. I was looking for a good 4 months before I found my job. It was the first job I interviewed for, the first job I got. But I was looking, before I secured my first interview, I was looking for at least 4 months. And I remember, like I said, you will have, like, if you're a stay-at-home mum, you'll have a gap in your CV, which you can easily explain, of course, like that's the most important job you will ever have is raising your kid. But I thought to myself, oh my God, is it because I've taken so much time off work? So basically, at the time of, you know, having the conversations with my old job of going back to work and whatnot, I said I didn't really want to go back. I wasn't quite ready. I was loving staying at home, being with Ezekiel and everything else. But when I decided that, yeah, actually, no, I do feel like I want to come back now. that opportunity had gone. My role no longer existed in my old place, so I had to start searching, and that wasn't easy. You know, everything going on with Brexit and just loads of different factors. I just found myself sort of losing confidence in myself. I was like, but hold on, I'm in HR. I was like, I've got loads of experience, I'm qualified, I've done my CIPD. I just couldn't understand why I wasn't getting a job. It was tough, but I serve a good God. I serve a good God, and he never lets his people down. Because yeah, like I said, it was the first job I got, first interview that I got, first job, and so far so good. This is week 7. I've had my review, my 4-week review, and it was perfect. I've really just enjoyed sort of going back, engaging in something other than the whole mum life. And I feel like it was definitely time for Ezekiel as well. As much as I love him, he loves me, we love being together, I felt like it was time for him to sort of be with other kids and be a bit more social with other kids. Don't get me wrong, he was when we go to play groups and stuff, but there's only so much you can grab in an hour compared to being at nursery all day with other children, with other people. Yes, Ezekiel started nursery, he absolutely loves it. He's such a character. Some of the stories that I hear, I know that that's definitely my son. You know, some of the teachers always tell me things that he does, and I'm like, yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, that's Ezekiel. Yeah. He loves water play, he loves being outside, all the things that we do at home. He loves circle time, singing, all of that good stuff. So I'm really happy with the nursery that I found for him. He seems to be flourishing there, and I get some time for me. I'm still getting to run the business because it's a part-time role, and I'm sort of juggling it all somehow by the grace of God. But yeah, no, it's been really great. So far so good. I have no complaints about going back to work. I definitely got my confidence back. That's why I kind of cut my hair, because I was like, girl, I got some money now, I've been wanting to do this, so let me just do it, you know. I've got my confidence back, I've got some money now, I've got lots of money now in comparison to where I was a few months ago. Yeah, like I just, you know, I've kind of got my groove back, I've got my mojo back. Like, I feel like a bit of me again, if that makes sense. I'm not knocking staying at home, I had the best time, but I just felt like, you know, it was time to wrap that up, and it's time to sort of be in the next stage of my life. So yeah, honestly, I've got the best of both, working part-time. Literally, I'm Monday to Wednesday, 3 days a week, drop Ezekiel off at nursery, pick him up, go to work. Yeah, all good stuff, I can't even complain. And this video, I just wanted to give you 5 things that will help with the transition from being a stay-at-home mum to being a working mum. So yeah, this video is just gonna cover that. I'm just gonna cover that very briefly. If you're thinking of going back to work, do it and use these tips that will help you. So I'm not even gonna lie, the first few weeks, well, at home, it was hard. There's just so much going on. It's a new routine, everything's new. You know, you're the new girl at work, Ezekiel's new at nursery. You have to sort of transition from, you're using your brain in a different capacity, should I say. And it's hard, but with these tips, you will find it easy. So tip number 1, plan your meals for the week, because if not, you'll do what I did in the first few weeks and ordered takeout every day, every single day. And that's because I just wasn't organized. I was doing my shopping, that was sort of like by and by, that would finish quickly or go off or whatever. I just wasn't organized, and I found that being organized in terms of meal prep helps a lot. If you're not meal prepping, you're missing out a lot. And just cook in bulk, put stuff in the fridge or the freezer, then you know you've always kind of got food. I still haven't got it down, but I'm definitely a lot more organized when I'm planning my meals ahead. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2, iron your clothes the night before. Now, this might not be a tip for some people, but if you're like me, I don't like ironing, so ironing the night before is foreign to me. However, when you have to wake up, bath, get ready, get the baby ready, you don't have time to be ironing. So just plan, be prepared, iron your clothes the night before, don't dull. That's tip number 2. Tip number 3. Okay. Now I don't breastfeed anymore, but if you're a breastfeeding mama, try and help yourself as much as possible to get ready to go back to work. So if you need to pump, find out if you've got a room you could pump. Olivia, one of my mum besties, is probably one of the best people to speak to about this, because by the time I went back, I obviously wasn't breastfeeding. Maybe I'll get her to come and do a video for y'all. But yeah, find out as much information as possible and get yourself ready if you're going to breastfeed, and if you still want to continue breastfeeding when you go back to work. Yeah, so do your research on that, please, because otherwise I don't want engorgement, I don't want mastitis, I don't want any of that. Just be ready, okay? Just get yourself ready, please. Tip number 5, I would say, is do a dry run a few days before your first day of going back to work. And when I say do a dry run, wake up in the morning as if you would go to work, drop them at nursery or at home with your parents or wherever they're going to be. Get a feel of the traffic, get a feel of what it's like to get ready in the morning and sort of get ready and all of that. Do that for a few days, so when it's your first day, you're not like, oh my gosh, like panicking, worrying. You've already done it. So wake up. If it's 6 o'clock, you need to wake up. 6:30, you need to wake up. Have enough time to get yourself ready, get baby ready, everybody eat, beat any traffic or sit in traffic or whatever. Just get ready for what is about to come. I feel like that's the best way to prepare. Just do a dry run so there are no crazy surprises, because there's a particular road that sometimes has traffic, sometimes it doesn't. So I had to, like, just on a normal, so I had to check. I did a dry run just to check what it was like for a few days, check what it was like in the morning before I started work. Then I knew exactly what time to leave to beat the traffic. Does that make sense? Because no one wants to be late to work. Who wants to be late to work? Not me. So yeah, tip number 4, do a dry run of your routine, or what your routine will be like before you actually start. And tip number 5 is read and watch the news as much as possible. If you're not already doing that, get clued up about what's going on in the world, in your sector, in, you know, your area of where you work, your field. Just find out what's happening, what you've missed. I think it's really important, if you've been off for a while, just to have something that you can talk about, something you can contribute when you know, if people having discussions, if you know how Brexit has affected your role or your sector or anything, you don't want to kind of be left out or feel like, I definitely not confident got to speak. My confidence back. BBC, yes, Ezekiel started nursery. Anything that kind of if you applies to your sector, do it. That applies to your role. Plan your meals. Use your keep in touch days. If you know you are going into your old role, first few weeks, or try and connect with people in your every day. You know, like now this might not be a tip for some people. Try and connect with people in your company. Just be. I don't like ironing. Yeah, like I said, you'll use your brain in a different capacity when you are like at home. I feel like a bit of me again, if that makes sense. So yeah, be clued up. Do as much research as possible so you can be in good standing when you do finally go back to work. And those are my 5 tips to transition to going back to work from a stay-at-home mother. I hope you found this useful. Let me know, comment below. I feel like such a YouTuber. Make sure you comment. Make sure you like, give us a thumbs up if you do agree, or if you disagree, let me know. And yeah, I will see you in the next video next week. Make sure you have a fantastic week. Bye.